morning students. Let us continue with our next topic in security management in cloud, and it is infrastructure as a service availability management. In the last session we have seen about software as a service availability management and platform as a service availability management. Infrastructure basically lies on the lower side and all the other layers are basically dependent on this layer. Infrastructure as a service is a very important service that is provided by the cloud service provider, and the customer has a major control on all the layers which are given to him as compared to the cloud service provider. Let us see related to this in our coming session. So availability considerations for the infrastructure as a service delivery model basically includes a computing and a storage which could be persistent and ephemeral. So these are basically the infrastructure that is very important in infrastructure as a service cloud environment. So these are basically termed as infrastructure. So when you understand about persistent, is basically it means that every version can be both accessed and modified. So the computing and the storage both can be accessed and they can be modified. So we have seen in infrastructure as a service, we can access the virtual machines, we can create it, we can stop it, we can start it, and various other operations can be performed on the virtual machine. And persistent basically, as I told you, it could be both accessed and it could be modified. Now let us see about what ephemeral means. So that means basically structures that are not persistent are called as ephemeral, means they cannot be accessed and they cannot be basically modified. So there are certain services that are basically offered by the infrastructure as a service providers. Many services are there. We will be studying around 6 services. Like for example, you have account management, you have message queue service, you have an identity and authentication service, you also have database service, you have the billing service, and you have the monitoring services. So these are some of the services that are basically provided by the infrastructure as a service providers. Now let us see more about these topics. So the availability management environment, the customers are basically responsible for all the aspects of availability management, since they are responsible basically for provisioning and managing the life cycle of the virtual server. So as I told you, they can create, they can provision, and they need to manage the virtual servers of the environment that is created, and it needs to be managed for the entire life cycle. So this is basically a diagram which shows you where and who is responsible. Here on the right side you can see you have the software as a service where the provider has basically entire control and he manages the entire layers. Whereas with respect to platform as a service, that is shown in teal color. In platform as a service, you can see the black layers are basically managed by the person who is using that service or you as a manager, and the lower side, the teal colors are basically provided or managed by the provider. And on the other side you can see is the infrastructure as a service where major control is by you rather than the provider. Provider basically has only up to virtualization. You have a control on which particular OS you can install, what are the middlewares you can have, what are the runtime softwares you can have, what is the data you want to have, and the various other applications which will be running on your infrastructure. So you can see major control basically with respect to infrastructure as a service is with the client or the customer, which is termed as you manage. Now let us see the way the things are managed in a virtual environment. Right? So availability of the CSP network, host, storage, and support application infrastructure basically depends on various factors. And the factors are basically around 5 factors are there. We will be studying them in detail. So firstly, it depends on the architecture. It could be the CSP's data center architecture. It could be including the geographically diverse and fault tolerant architecture. So architecture is also where you are geographically located, how close you are to the data center. That means geographically diverse locations. And fault tolerance architecture means how strong is your architecture or the system provided, which will basically tolerate the different types of faults that occur during the execution. Now it also depends on the reliability, the diversity and redundancy of internet connectivity that is basically used by the customer and the CSP. There is an internet connection based on which the resources are basically used and the applications are used. So it very much the running of the applications on the provider's environment or your environment very much depends on the bandwidth you have, the reliability you have, the diversity you have and the redundancy of the connectivity you have. Then reliability and redundancy architecture of the hardware and software components used for delivering compute and storage services. So if at all any service goes down or any hardware goes down, you need to have a redundant hardware to see that the work is not stopped. Right? So that is where the availability factor comes into picture. So here you need to have an appropriate redundancy and reliability architecture, and basically for both the hardware and the software components, and these basically are used to deliver the compute and the storage services. Then also availability managed process and procedures including the business continuity processes. These are basically established by the CSP. Then the web console or the API service availability. So the web console basically and the API are required basically to manage the life cycle of the virtual servers. So these are basically very important to manage the life cycle of the virtual servers. When those services become unavailable, basically they are put down or maybe due to some reasons they are unavailable, customers are unable to provision, start, stop and re-provision virtual servers, because the virtual servers you have created are dependent on the provider's environment. If the provider's environment is completely down or the web console and the API services are not available, then even your services will be unavailable to the others whom you are providing the service. Then there is something called as SLA, which we discussed before, that is service level agreements. So because of this factor varies across CSPs and depends on various factors also. So the SLA should be reviewed and reconciled including exclusion clauses. A review of SLA is very much important when considering these factors. Now availability of the virtual servers and the attached storage, persistent and ephemeral for compute storages or compute services, like you have Amazon Web Services, you have S3 and Amazon Elastic Block Storage. So these are basically some of the examples of Amazon Web Service, and that is termed as S3 Simple Storage Service, and Amazon Elastic Block Storage. This is basically a storage concept of Amazon, which basically can be expanded. That is why it is termed as elastic, because it has the elastic behavior. Now availability of virtual storage that the users and the virtual server depend on for storage services. So virtual storage basically depends on the virtual server and the users and the storage services. Users, because it needs, user would be running the applications on the virtual servers. So this includes both the synchronous type and asynchronous type of storage accesses as specified in the list. So availability of network connectivity to the internet and virtual networks connectivity to infrastructure as a service services. So network connectivity is an important factor that depends on various factors, but it is an important factor here basically for the internet or the virtual internet, virtual network connectivity to the infrastructure as a services provided. So in some cases this can also involve the virtual private network, that is termed as VPN, that is basically the connectivity between the internal private data center and the public infrastructure as a service cloud, and it is also termed as at times hybrid cloud. So it is basically an example of hybrid cloud. So availability of the network services including DNS routing services and authentication services. These are three different types of services, network services: the DNS, the routing service and the authentication service. So these are basically required to connect to the infrastructure as a service. Now these are some of the options basically to manage the health monitoring of the infrastructure as a service applications. So there is basically a service health board dashboard that is basically published by the CSP. the users can go and refer to the dashboard and check whether the services are available, or if they are down, when they will be coming up. That is basically to check the health of the services. Then you have the CCID, which we studied similarly before, right? So this is basically a database that is generally community supported by a group of people that is termed as community, and may not reflect all CSPs and all incidents that have occurred. At times some of the incidents need to be snubbed or need not be shown because it might affect the business. So major of the outages will be shown on this site and the database. Also, excuse me, CSP, customer mailing list. They have a mailing list which basically notifies the customers of occurring and recently occurred outages. So it could be which may be occurring in the future, or maybe which have already occurred or currently occurred. Then there are certain options basically available to the infrastructure as a service customers. These are basically for managing the health of the services. Like you have internal or third party based service monitoring tools. Example, Nagios, it's called termed as. We studied about this also before. So that periodically checks the health of the infrastructure as a service virtual server. So it is constantly being checking the health or the working ability of the servers, virtual servers. And then for example, you have AWS, and this is basically offering a cloud monitoring service called as CloudWatch. So this is basically a service that provides monitoring basically for the AWS cloud resources. You just need to watch the cloud monitoring cloud service, that is CloudWatch, and this will give you the information about the AWS cloud resources, including the EC2, that is Elastic Cloud Computing cloud of Amazon. And then it also provides customer with the visibility into the resources, the way the resources are utilized, operational performance, and overall demand patterns. So what are the demand patterns of the different customers? So based on that also it will give you an appropriate visibility to the resource utilized. And it also includes metrics such as CPU utilization, disk reads and writes, and the network traffic which is going towards your server or moving away from your server. So there are various other options also, like you have a web console or an API that basically publishes the current health of the status of the virtual server and the networks. Then you have customers who are hosting applications on an infrastructure as a service platform, and they should be taking some additional steps basically to monitor the health of the hosted applications. So some extra steps are basically needed so that the customers do take so that the health of the service or the applications that are running is maintained properly. Then also you have one of the hosting examples, hosting an e-commerce application on Amazon EC2 virtual cloud, and one should basically monitor the health of both. It is basically the e-commerce application also, and also the virtual server instances which are running on. So because both are interdependent on each other, if one is down, it will affect the other one. So these are some of the questions for today, assignments. This is a very small topic but very important topic, and also very important with respect to GQ exam. If you have any questions, you can contact me at this email ID. We are done for today. Thank you.